Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. We have a great webinar today about paid media strategies, so it should be a good one. Before we get started here, just some quick logistics. We will be recording the webinar, and it will be posted on the eDirectory.com blog tomorrow. So if you want to review later or pass it along to somebody, the recording will be there tomorrow. You just go to eDirectory.com and down to the footer, and you'll see the blog section. The second thing is, if anybody has any questions or comments during the webinar, just post them right into the chat, and we will stop periodically, as well as at the end of the webinar, we'll have time to answer questions about this topic or anything else you want to ask. Quick for some introductions. I'm James. I'm the founder of the company. And with us today, we have Emerson and Gabriel from our marketing team. Hi, guys.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Okay, great. And some next events coming up. We do a webinar every 2 weeks. The next one's up on the 1st of May. We have AdSense alternatives for monetization. On May 5th, building a successful niche directory. May 29th, the online directory business model. June 12th, how to pitch your online directory. And June 26th, we're going to talk about the mobile apps. So come back and join us. And for anybody new here, just some very, very quick background on the eDirectory platform. This is the platform that we sell. It is a platform to build online guides or listing directory style websites. It's used for all sorts of different industries and purposes, from yellow page directories, local guides, B2B directories, lead gen directories, anything you can imagine, any listing style sort of website you can create with eDirectory. It also has features to do regular content management, articles, blogs, events, classifieds, etc. It is highly SEO optimized, so it does a great job at bringing in the leads for the businesses. It is a platform that works. We have integrated native mobile apps that you can build and submit to the app stores under your own account and your own brand. It's fully branded. And the system is highly customizable, both with a WYSIWYG drag drop widget-based editor where you can change colors and do all sorts of things, upload your logos, etc. And we do have a version that has source code available as well. So to request a live demo or learn more, just go to eDirectory.com. And great. So today we're going to talk about essential paid media strategies. These are methods basically where you buy advertising traffic to bring visits into the website today. So today's webinar is primarily a marketing-based webinar. So I'm going to turn it over now to Gabriel. He's going to take the lead for us today.
Okay, thank you, James. Hello, everybody. So in this webinar, here's just the topics that we're going to cover today. A little bit on the theory on paid media ads and how that works and how that can benefit your directory website. Then we will have a hands-on demonstration of Google Ads, just to cover the basics and how you use the keyword planner to do keyword research, and then how to create a campaign. And later on, we can analyze the results so you know what you are doing right on your campaigns. And then later on, we'll jump to the questions and answers, okay? So yes, understanding the differences between organic and paid traffic. So as mentioned, eDirectory has a built-in SEO center. That means that eDirectory is already fully optimized to be indexed and listed in search engines. That means Bing, Google. So you can use organic traffic along with a strategy of paid traffic. That's not something that you should do one or the other. You can do both. And but that takes time, and usually SEO takes a long time to create conversions. That means to create a sale, for example. While paid ads, paid traffic, you get much faster results. Of course, you are investing your money in a strategy, and that strategy is also known as search engine marketing, or SEM. So Why betting on paid ads is a good strategy? So paid ads offer a direct and targeted approach to reach your audience, allowing you to showcase your directory to users that are actively seeking to services or products that you may offer. So with the right strategies in place, paid ads can provide a substantial return on investment by driving qualified traffic to your website, ultimately leading to increase of conversions, and then you can also increase your revenue as well. So these are the main aspects why we believe that paid ads can be a good fit for your online directory strategy as well. And one thing that is very interesting for the online directory-based websites is that you can showcase not only the advertisers or the companies, your sponsors, but also the categories. Categories are very important for directory-based websites. So one effective strategy for online directories is to utilize paid ads for both categories and advertisers. By targeting specific categories within your directory, you can ensure that users searching for a particular service or product are directed to relevant listings. So that means that your category will show up as, let's say, a user searches for a query or for gifted flowers or food and dining. And if your directory has enough good listings, or if you have that URL segmented to be inside your paid ad strategy, your entire category can be shown on a search engine page. And simultaneously promoting advertisements for advertisers, that means your sponsors, within your directory can enhance their visibility, driving more leads and sales for their businesses while generating revenue for your platform. So that's another strategy, is to drive paid traffic to your sponsors as well. We have people that who do that, and that's good for their sponsors because they see a lot of traffic coming to their website, and that increases the possibility to conversions as well. And how to elaborate a paid media strategy for a directory website. So in order to create a successful paid media strategy, that requires careful planning and execution. You can begin by defining your objectives and target audience. That is super important. Whenever we're talking marketing, whether it's paid or organic, you always have to target an audience. You don't try to advertise for everybody, because that is too thin. You will require a lot of effort to compete with other websites that are way too big. So we always recommend you to niche your directory and find a target audience. Understand the unique selling points of your online directory and identify the key metrics for measuring success. Later on, you can select the appropriate ad platforms. We can talk about them later, other than Google Ads, for example. And also you have to base your audience and demographics and also their behavior as well. So so you also have to develop compelling ads and creatives, that meaning text, especially text, because you can use images as well, but since Google is a text-based search engine, copy as we call it, the titles of your ads, the headlines, the descriptions, these are super important to attract audience. And then finally, continuously monitor and optimize your campaigns to ensure maximum effectiveness and return over investment. So this is a simple circle of a few steps that a paid advertising strategy requires. It's a cycle, so it's a never-ending process. So you do the keyword research and start to optimize it, and do it again and do it again, always searching for that effectiveness in your campaigns. And right now, I would like to talk to you guys about Google Ads platform. So Google Ads, formerly known as Google AdWords, stands as the cornerstone of pay-per-click campaigns advertising on the web. Its dominance in the digital advertising landscape is unparalleled. So I think it owns like 90% of the market right now. So making it a standard PPC campaign businesses for all sizes. It doesn't matter if you're, a high corporate a company or a small company. It doesn't matter. You all can use Google Ads. So The advantages are that you have a vast reach because, I mean, everybody's on Google. You have super sophisticated targeting options. You can target locally, you can target abroad, you can target, I mean, based on keywords. And you can, it's super flexible regarding budgeting and bidding. So you have full control of how much you want to spend. And it also has a lot of performance tracking tools so that you can track the effectiveness of your campaigns as well. Other PPC, as we call it, pay-per-click methods or platforms are Bing. Bing ads is also pretty good. You also have Facebook ads from Meta, Instagram ads as well, and TikTok ads if you run social media campaigns. So just starting from the very bottom, you can sign up for Google Ads. Just type in on your browser ads.google.com, and you can just start now and sign in. You will be requested to fill in your email, your name, some identification as well, and then you can start creating your own campaigns. Okay, so it's super simple to start. It's a Google product, so if you have a Gmail email, it's super easy to get in. Once you have logged in, this is what you're going to see. So this is a clean campaign that I have here just to show on how to start things. And I mean, if you don't know how Google Ads looks, this is what it looks like nowadays. Let me refresh my browser. So don't get intimidated. I mean, it can be easy to learn, but it's hard to master. I mean, you can spend years on this tool and you will never know enough. I mean, to become a real pro. So, I mean, don't feel overwhelmed by Google Ads. Okay, so we can start from the basics.
And Gabriel, one thing I wanted to add is there are just a ton of resources available on the internet to learn Google Ads. Plenty of YouTube videos. Google has a training program. There's tons and tons of in-depth resources out there if you do want to learn more about this. But we're going to give a quick overview today.
That is right. Okay, so I will switch to the older design. I think this one is the one that most people know. So this is the interface of Google Ads, okay? How do you control Google Ads? It is a campaign-based platform. So you will have to create campaigns. Inside those campaigns, you have the ad groups, and inside those ad groups, you have the ads. So that's the hierarchy for Google Ads. So you have the controls up here. So you have all the tools and settings here. So you have all that laid out pretty clearly. So we have billing setup all the way to planning. And then here is where we control the content on the left side here. Okay, so that's just to show the first view of Google Ads for everybody, okay? The next part would be of your paid media strategy is conducting a thorough keyword research using the Google AdWords Keyword Planner tool. So you have to identify high-value keywords that are relevant to your niche, to your directories categories, and your advertisers, and focus on long-tail keywords with lower competition to target niche audiences more effectively. So what do I mean by that? So we will use the tool called the Keyword Planner to look for keywords. That means that these are the questions or the queries that users look for on Google. Let me show you how that's done. So you go to Tools and Settings right here, left side Keyword Planner. Okay, so we will use only the Discover New Keywords. Okay, and now you have this field where you should type in the queries and or the keywords that you think are relevant to your niche. So let's say Thai food Orlando. okay, let's say I run a directory for restaurants in Orlando, and I'm trying to promote my categories for Thai food. Okay, so okay, this is a query that I think that my users are looking for example, Thai food. If I click get results right here, these are this is my keyword that I provided. This is the average monthly searches, so that varies from 1,000 to 10,000 searches a month. This is the change over the last 3 months, so it increased 900%, so that's good. That means this is a term that is being looked for on Google, and it has low competition. This is good because that means we can pay less in the bidding for this keyword. Okay. Under that, you have the keyword ideas. These are provided by the Google algorithm. So it will give me, for example, a long tail keyword. That means that I have more words than just Thai food Orlando. So if a user searches for the best pad Thai in Orlando, this is a more qualified keyword because I am enriching a specific user that is looking for these keywords. So this one is, for example, a keyword that you should include, that I should include on my campaign, for example. I have other ones here. For example, best Thai restaurant in Orlando, Chai Thai cuisine, Halai Thai food Orlando. So Google will give me all of these suggestions. Also, they will give me, for example, these ones that have values here. So you have like 19 cents. So this is the top of page bid on the low range, and this is the top of page bid for the high range. That means that the cost for appearing on the top high range or low range on the page, that means on the first positions until the fifth position, around that area, this is the minimum that will cost, and this is the average maximum. Okay, this varies every day, so it depends also on the keyword that you're going to use. I have other ones, for example, Peruvian food Orlando, that is not relevant for my campaign of Thai restaurants in Orlando. Okay, I have these ones. Let me try to find another one. Thai, Florida. Or I can search for Orlando best Thai restaurant. Okay, so I am now giving Google Keyword Planner more options to work. And also, okay, so Pad Thai, Florida. So, I mean, you see that this keyword is not that good because it only has 10 to 100 searches a month on average. So not enough traffic would come in from this search. So that's not pretty good. You can sort, for example, okay, I want to see keywords with the most average monthly searches. So that will vary from 1,000 to 10,000, all of these keywords right here. Okay. So you have to do this once you're starting your directory, your niche directory. Let's say you run a much broader directory that is not so niche like this example that I have. If you run a directory with lawyers and doctors and services and fitness and business and beauty services as well, you can also, for example, use the same method that I have used here. So same will apply. I will have my keyword ideas, the keyword that I provided, and also a bunch more keywords that I have here, 25 keywords that that Google Ads is suggesting me. So you have to consider the traffic, the average monthly searches, also the cost of those keywords, because you remember you are paying for click. So every time a person or user sees an ad and clicks on it, you will pay something around like an average from this value to this value, okay? So be mindful of that because, for example, the cost of one click can be very expensive or pretty cheap, okay? So that can eat up your budget, I mean, super fast. And okay, so now that we have identified our niche, identified the most valuable keywords, I have separated a few. For example, I want to start with 5 to 10 keywords in a campaign. That comes to creating a campaign. How do we create a campaign? So I separated a few key topics here. So with your keywords identified, you have to organize your campaigns, as I've mentioned, in ad groups based on your categories or your advertiser. For example, I can create a campaign, and the first ad group would be Thai restaurants. And I will create ads within this ad group, okay? So, okay. I will go back to Google Ads main page, okay? Big button here, new campaign. And then Google Ads will try to help you to find your the most suitable goal for you. I recommend you to start creating a campaign without this guidance because you have more freedom to choose the campaign types and to create your own ads. So Google Ads nowadays they offer 8 different campaign types. Okay, so I will focus on search campaigns. This is the main cornerstone of Google campaigns is the search campaigns. So use these conversion goals to monitor your performance optimization. Right now, I don't have anything set up on this website, but Google will suggest Google Ads to, for example, if you take phone calls, you can add your phone on your website here. If you have your own custom form, you can add that form here. So Google Ads will recognize that when someone fill in a form in your directory, it will count as a conversion if that person came from a Google Ad, okay? Just hit continue. And it will ask us to, for example, what results do you want to traffic? Website visits, of course. Let me use our demo website here just for the sake of testing. Phone calls, you can type in your phone number here and Google will track that, or app downloads. So the directory always also allows you to publish your own apps for Android or iOS. You can select here if you want to track downloads as well, okay? And then you can create a campaign name, for example, Orlando, sorry, Miami directory. Okay, so this will be my main campaign. Once you click continue, you have to select the bidding strategy. So my focus now, you can search for example, conversions, which is the recommendation, or clicks or impression share. Let's say I want clicks. I want people to visit my site. You can also set up, for example, the maximum you want to click to cost. That is wise if you don't want your budget to be drained that fast. For example, I can type in 250 here. You can target your countries that you are working with. For example, I just want the United States, for example. You can select
that location, Gabriel, I just wanted to mention that location targeting is really important because often you'll see a bunch of paid cost from overseas places you're not at all interested in that aren't qualified buyers. And so highly recommend setting up location and restricting it to areas that you're effectively targeting.
That is right. For example, we run our demo directory Miami, Florida. So I can target exclusively Miami, for example. So that means my ads will run within the city of Miami only. So it will avoid the maximum to show my ads to people outside Miami, okay? Also, for example, in Miami, we have a lot of big Latino community, so you can also...
We had a question here. Can I target by specific county in the state? Do you know if you're able to target a county within? They have a lot of location targeting options there.
We have the art district in Miami, right? Let's see if that appears here. Sorry, it's the design district.
Yeah, so there are counties in there. You can see like Hamilton County, Indiana, et cetera. I think if you just type in the county name, it'll likely show up there for you.
Yes, that's right. So you can go pretty deep in your targeting here. You can also change this later on if you want to expand, if you want to contract You can change that
And keep
later.
in mind, like if your directory is a directory of Miami, a guide for Miami, you're probably actually targeting people visiting Miami, and they may not be in Miami when they're researching it. So you may want to restrict it, to the United States or North America or something along those lines. The reason the location is good is because you may have a bunch of traffic coming out of China that you may not be at all interested in.
That's right. You can select languages as well. Okay, let's hit next here. And then it will ask us to create our first ad group. So just remembering, so we have the structure of the campaign. That will be the big one. Inside campaign, we will have the ad groups, and inside the ad groups, we will have the ads. So let's say, let me try again. Thai restaurants. Okay. Okay, so what keywords? No, I'll create myself. Thanks. Okay, so this is the website that we'll target. And this is the keywords that is giving me. So it's just a suggestion from Google Ads here. So let me go and say, for example, best Thai restaurant in Miami.
And
Like
Gabriel, can I
that.
can I make a comment just in general on Google's
Yes,
sort of helpers and little tips throughout the system? So your interests and Google's interests, they're somewhat aligned in that Google wants you to be successful and they want to drive traffic to your site. But also keep in mind, Google is trying to maximize their own revenue. And so they may try to really offer you all these things throughout the system, like, putting up display ads and other programs and stuff that may use up the budget without getting you a really effective ROI. So really think about everything you're doing here, and their tools and their tips and everything are certainly helpful, but take them with a grain of salt because your interests are not fully aligned.
that is right. That is right. Let's say I want to use only this keyword right here, best Thai Miami. The way it is set up now is as a broad match keyword. So it will also, that meaning that not only the people, users searching for the term exactly best Thai Miami restaurant, my ad will appear, but also if they type in, for example, Thai restaurant in Miami, my ad has a chance to appear as well. Or just, for example, Thai restaurant, if they are in Miami, my ad can also has a chance to show up. If you want your keywords to be exact the same, for example, okay, I want my ad to show up only if a user types in the exact keyword, you have to use, how do you call this in English again, James?
That is a bracket.
A bracket, yes, thank
That
you, a
key is the
bracket.
bracket. If you want exact
Yes.
match to the phrase, put it in the bracket, right?
Exactly, yeah. So that means that my ad will only show up if a user types exactly best Thai restaurant in Miami, okay? Later, okay, so I have my keywords here, and then it's time to create the ad itself. Google Ads will require you to write at least 1, 2, 3 headlines required. It also will recommend you to use your own keyword. For example, okay, I want use this keyword. This one is okay. I can use, for example, best Thai restaurants in Miami, pad Thai in Miami, and best Thai. Oh, sorry. Busy. What you want to do here is you want to create different headlines. For example, um, not only advertising your place, but also talking about promotions if you have those on your website to attract users to click on your ad, okay? You will see that the ad strength here, it goes from poor to excellent. You always want to have your ads on excellent or at least good, okay? Never poor or never average, always good and above. And for that, you see that once again, Google is giving me ideas based on my website. So I have these keywords on my website, for example. So I can use those or not. You will see that the ad strength is starting to grow here slowly. And then you have to write on descriptions up to 4 descriptions, okay? So again, it's Google Ads is pulling up information from my website, from the URL. As James mentioned, you can accept the suggestions or not. It goes on your strategy. We recommend you to write your own text, your own descriptions. Also, you can add images to make your ad richer. So I am not sure if I have good images here, but you can also add from free stock, for example, Thai food. Let's see if it pulls up any good results. Yeah, so I have beautiful images right here. Let me grab this one. Yeah, anyway, it's taking some time to load
Okay.
here.
Yeah, it looks like that may be blocked in the system there, but
Yes, it could be.
they have some restrictions.
So
As you get in there, you'll be able to find what you're looking
that's
for
right.
if you're
That's
looking
right.
for general.
Yes. You can use also your business name and logo. And that's pretty much it. You just hit next. And then you have to set up your daily budget, okay? So you don't have to follow what is here. Again, Google wants you to spend the maximum money that you can, and it depends on your strategy. So always remember to set your own budget here, okay?
And with all these costs for the ads, remember that this thing is an online auction. And so there's a bunch of people buying ads, a bunch of other companies buying ads on the same keywords. And so if you bid more, they may bid more, and then they bid more. And at the end of the day, Google tries to give a little bit of the ad inventory to everybody out there to keep everybody involved in everything. But just be careful about your budget and what you're spending, because you can very quickly spend an absolute fortune on these Google AdWords. On the flip side, the other thing about it is typically AdWords, Google AdWords are one of the most effective marketing things you can do out there, and you can tell exactly what people are looking for, and the data that comes back is really, really good. So we do recommend doing it. You'll learn a lot about your audience from the ads that you buy.
That's right. And for the final part here of the demonstration is the goals measurement. So measuring the success of your paid advertising campaigns is crucial for optimizing performance and maximizing your return over investment. So define clear goals and KPIs as key performance indicators, such as click-through rates, conversion rates, and return on ad spend. Get familiar with those terms, okay? You will need them once you start dabbing into paid advertising. And you can also utilize other Google tools, for example, Google Analytics to monitor campaign performance and make data-driven decisions for continual improvement. So these, for example, these are key indicators, for example, the click-through rate and the impressions. So how many times your ads have been shown to your users searching for a keyword. The click-through rate, this is the percentage of how many people clicked through your ad after seeing it from an impression. The total cost of your campaign, how many clicks you have, how many conversions you have. And you can try, once you have, for example, a long time using it, you will have a timeline here that goes, for example, if you started 1 year before, you will have 1 year data to try to understand, okay, so April last year on week 2, we have this much of conversions, we did that, we had this many clicks, we had that percentage of click-through rate, and then you can start comparing data and seeing what changed, what you can do to improve. So that's the best part of Google Ads, in my opinion, is to have that always on optimizing, circling, that you have a lot of data to work with once we start implementing paid ads strategies for your directory. And I think that's pretty much it for the presentation.
Okay, great.
Um,
Fantastic. So one thing I wanted to mention is that we do have a survey after the webinar here. So if you can please give us some feedback on the presentation, we appreciate that. We're trying to make these better with every one that we do. And I think we can open it up to questions. So just type your question right in the chat and we'll go down and answer them as they come in. Emerson, do you have any comments that you want to add at this point?
Yeah, I believe that we need to understand about how much budget we have to spend. So as Gabriel mentioned, the keyword planner, you see the volume of keywords, how many is the cost per click, and then it's just a simple multiplication to see how many you can spend, and also using part of the revenue you have from advertisers to drive traffic to premium listings as well. So it can be part of the strategy of paid traffic and also for your top tier listings.
Yeah, and so often these Google ads.
I think you broke, James. We're not listening. No, something happened.
Okay, is that?
Oh yeah,
Can you guys?
yeah, we're back. We're
Okay,
back.
sorry. It looks like I had a little internet glitch. So when you're starting a new site, often the paid media is sort of a little bit of throwing some gas fire to get it going. So it's a good idea to put some budget in there, and you'll see people enter through the paid ads, and they go through the rest of the site, and your general site traffic will get started that way. Let me see if we have any questions. Let me jump in.
There's one from Mika. I believe that's
Okay,
the
great.
one of the first we
Yeah.
have there.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
Mika,
Go ahead, Emerson.
when choosing keywords, what is a good average monthly search range to go for? If 10 to 100 isn't good, uh, I believe that the main thing we have to look at is the competition for that keyword. If it's too high, you are going to spend a lot on that keyword. It's not about volume, I guess, because if you have low volume searches, you have a very qualified audience. So it may be good for your project if it's a low volume. But again, it will bring
Yeah,
low traffic.
absolutely.
I mean, so.
Yeah, let me jump in there. The one thing to keep in mind is this is average monthly search traffic range. And so that means only 10 to 100 people in a full month are actually searching for this keyword term. And then if you think about how many of those people are going to click on your specific ad when there's a whole bunch of other ads and things there. So you're probably not going to get any volume at all on a typical month through something that low. So I just keep that in mind. It isn't like that you're not going to get 10 to 100 clicks because that may be significant and actually cost some real budget. But it depends. Yeah, as Emerson said, look at the quality, how good it is, how much you want to spend, and how much you want to allocate there. And really, at the end of the day, you just got to go out there and set these campaigns up, and you'll see which keywords are working and which aren't, which are generating traffic, which the traffic that's actually good qualified traffic that's working, and then some of the traffic may be junk, etc. Anything else to add? Sorry, I jumped in there, Emerson.
Nope, that's it.
That's it. Okay, great. Fantastic. Question from Johannes. How can I set up listing links that have SEO keywords and prevent the listing owners from changing them themselves? So basically you're trying to set up the listing URL and not allow the listing owner to change that URL. I believe that's a feature in the sponsored area where they can edit the slug URL for a specific listing. Listing owner can. There's two things there. One of them is I guess you could like not allow, if you're just setting up the listing and not allowing them to mess with it, you can just not allow them to deal with it at all. The other thing is that would be a very tiny little customization that we could potentially do, which is remove that field so that the listing sponsor wouldn't be able to edit it and only you could edit it. We have to make these design decisions all the time. Just, you know, if you're trying to control everything yourself, instead of letting the listing owner, you're gonna have a lot more work potentially. But yeah, just reach out to our team. It's a very small customization to just say hide that field from the sponsor area, and they can do that. And that field is actually auto-generated based on the title of the listing, and most people don't even know how to change it anyway. Most sponsor won't go, you know, most sponsors won't actually go in and change it. Okay, great. Let's see. Any more questions? Last call for questions. I don't know. It looks like we had very few questions this time. If anybody has any more, pop them in here. Otherwise, we do have the survey after the webinar, and yeah, please come back in another 2 weeks for our next webinar.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Anything else? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and a question, can we do webinars more often? Yeah, we'll think about that. We think we have a pretty full schedule as it is. We actually do another version in Portuguese of these webinars on the off week. So we actually run a webinar every week. One's in for the Brazilian audience in Portuguese, where we have a big market as well. But we'll keep that in mind. Hopefully we'll be able to grow and have more resources and webinars available for everybody. Okay, well, thanks a lot. I think that's it. Any final comments, Emerson, Gabriel?
Just to mention that Gabriel gave an overview from AdWords, but there's a lot of platforms out there, from Bing Ads, from Google Ads, Meta Ads for Instagram, etc. So you need to understand where is your traffic coming from, where is your audience, if they are on mobile, if they are on desktop, etc., to make the best decision. But the general idea is the same. You have the keywords to target, the location, and the strategy of driving traffic to categories or to the project as a whole. So I believe that's my main tip here to end this webinar.
Yeah, and with that in mind, I think what nearly everybody I've ever talked to has found is that the Google search ads are like the most effective thing in the internet, but sometimes they're just way too expensive. And so you can find ads in other places that may not have the same quality in terms of the traffic and everything that they bring in of highly qualified visitors, but maybe the price works out. So you'll go and test that. Google has other programs like the display ads and other things that may not be quite as effective. But go test it out. You'll find that a lot of the systems on LinkedIn and Facebook and Bing ads are somewhat similar in terms of configuring keywords and doing all that. Gabriel, do you have any more questions? We had a couple more comments come in.
Just a final advice is that Google Ads not the type of tool that you set up and forget it. No, you have to always come back and check for the optimization. Don't ever work. I mean, just let it run. You have to have control of Google Ads, or it will eat your budget, and you won't get any good results out of it.
Okay, great. And then last questions here that came in. Will you send a link to the webinar so I can review each step slowly? Yeah, we'll have the webinar up on eDirectory.com blog, which is linked in the footer. That'll be up there tomorrow morning sometime. So that'll be up there for you. We'll try to note to send you a link as well. And another one from Narinder. I missed the meeting. Please list the Meta websites. Okay, we can send those out to you as well. Another question. Do you know for directories what percentage of traffic comes from paid ads versus organic ads? That's an interesting question. So the paid ads that you're paying for, it really depends on your budget. Many very, very successful company directories spend zero on paid, but paid is maybe very useful at the beginning when you're getting the directory up and running. And so then you have a very high percentage paid, and then later as you're getting more organic traffic, then that percentage goes down a little bit. Do you have anything to add there, Emerson, on the paid versus organic?
No, that's it. It's a great start to boost the traffic so you can get some domain authority, this kind of thing. So later you can grow your SEO and get more organic traffic.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks a lot, everybody. And please fill out the survey. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.